top PhD Viva questions with answers and examples. Number 1. Tell me about yourself. Introduce yourself by discussing your research interests, emphasizing the areas that you feel strongly positive about. Mention your past accomplishments briefly and professionally, avoiding any tone of boasting or overwhelming the examiners. For example, you can say, I am someone who is deeply passionate about research, particularly in areas where I can make a meaningful impact. My main areas of interest revolve around 12 specific fields or topics where I believe there is immense potential for innovation and discovery. I approach research with a positive mindset, always looking for new insights and solutions to complex problems. Number 2. Why did you choose this research question? Examiners are interested in hearing specific details about why you are interested in a research topic, including the most captivating aspect, why you chose this research question over others in the same or related field, and any instances that influence your selection of the research topic and field. It's important to plan your answer with these details in mind to provide a comprehensive response. For example, you can say, I chose this research question because it's really important and can make a big difference in dealing with a specific issue or gap in your field or discipline. After looking at different research options, I found this question to be very interesting because it could add a lot to what we already know and help solve real problems. Also, it fits well with what I have studied before and what I am interested in, so I can use my skills and knowledge to explore and solve problems in this area. Number 3. How did you come up with the idea for this research? In explaining how you developed your research idea, demonstrate to the Viva panel that you thoroughly evaluated all potential research options before choosing the one that optimizes your time and resources. Provide specifics about your decision-making process, including why certain ideas were rejected in favor of others and the insights gained from exploring each possibility. This showcases your ability to narrow down options based on factors like feasibility. For example, you can say, I came up with the idea for this research through tell your specific process or inspiration such as literature review, personal experience, academic discussions, etc. This process involved evaluating various research areas and identifying gaps or opportunities that led to the formulation of research idea. Number 4. What is your research main area of focus? Keep in mind that your response should not summarize your research, but instead discuss the primary focus area of your research. For example, you can say, the primary focus area of my research revolves around a specific topic or field, addressing key questions related to your core concepts or issues within this domain. Number 5. What methods will you use to evaluate the effectiveness of your research? To showcase to the Viva panel that you have effectively evaluated your research effectiveness, examine utilizing both qualitative and quantitative measures. Qualitative measures include surveys and various data collection techniques that enable you to investigate into the fundamental causes of issues, making them suitable for understanding people's perceptions and sentiments regarding the subject. Quantitative measures involve numerical comparisons across different time frames or locations, such as sales data, providing a comprehensive perspective on performance trends over time. Utilizing these approaches demonstrate to the panel your thorough assessment of the research impact. For example, you can say, I will use specific methods such as surveys, experiments, interviews, data analysis, etc. to evaluate the effectiveness of my research. These methods are chosen based on their ability to gather relevant data, analyze findings, and draw meaningful conclusions that address the research objectives and hypotheses. Number 6. Did the research process proceed as planned, or did you encounter any unexpected circumstances? The purpose of the question about project execution in a PhD Viva is to assess readiness with backup plans for unforeseen situations and to evaluate if the project fulfilled to the structured plan. It's important to mention if assistance was received and be prepared for follow-up questions from examiners. For example, you can say, my research mostly went as planned, following the timeline and methods outlined in the proposal, yet there were times when unexpected things happened. I had to adjust and use backup plans to deal with these situations quickly so they didn't disrupt my research much. Number 7. What is the future of your research? When addressing the future of your research area in your Viva, it's important to go beyond the current state and consider upcoming developments. Simply focusing on the present might suggest a limited understanding. Instead, provide a comprehensive response by discussing your vision for the research area's future, its connection to the present, and its significance. For example, you can say, the future of my research involves exploring emerging trends and advancements in your specific area or field, leveraging new technologies and methodologies to address complex challenges. I plan to collaborate with experts in related disciplines, conduct further experiments or surveys, and analyze additional data sets to deepen our understanding of your research topic. Ultimately, I aim to contribute novel insights and practical solutions that can benefit your target audience or community and advance the overall knowledge in this field. Number 8. What are some limitations of your thesis? If you are asked about the limitations of your thesis during your PhD Viva, ensure your response is clear and concise. To prepare, consider aspects that might be perceived as limitations and address these questions like, why is this considered a limitation? How could it be improved or made more effective? What changes could be made to the research design or data collection methods to address this? Are there potential solutions or enhancements that could mitigate this issue? For example, you can say, some limitations of my thesis include specific limitations such as sample size, constraints, data availability, potential biases, etc. These limitations are considered because explain why each limitation is relevant. To improve these limitations, potential strategies could include suggestions for improvement such as expanding the sample size, using additional data sources, addressing biases through robust methodologies, etc. These enhancements aim to strengthen the overall validity and reliability of the research findings. Number 9. Is this work original or have others done something similar before? When addressing whether your work is original or if others have conducted similar research before, it's important to distinguish between your original contributions and existing research. You can then elaborate on how you have built upon previous work to develop your own ideas. If there are no entirely original aspects, consider discussing aspects of your research that are not yet published but have potential for further development. This approach can provide the panel with insights into the new ideas emerging from your research. For example, you can say, this work is original in specific aspects or contributions as it builds upon existing literature and presents novel findings or approaches, while others may have explored related topics or methodologies. The unique combination of your key elements or innovations distinguishes this research from previous efforts. Number 10. What benefits does this research provide to society? When discussing the benefit of your research to society, emphasize your clear and defined goal. Articulate how your research can impact society at large and how it can be utilized or adapted by other researchers working on similar issues. For example, you can say, When discussing the benefit of my research to society, I emphasize a clear and defined goal. My research aims to mention specific goal or objectives such as improving healthcare outcomes, addressing environmental challenges, enhancing technological advancement, etc. This benefit is significant as it can describe how the research can positively impact society at large, such as improving quality of life, advancing knowledge, solving practical problems. Additionally, my research findings can be utilized or adapted by other researchers working on similar issues, further amplifying its societal impact and relevance. Number 11. What are the limitations of your research design? When discussing limitations in your research design during your viva, acknowledge that every design has its constraints. Be transparent about these limitations and explain how you mitigate or address them in your study. If your design was particularly good, highlight how it contributed to your results. For example, you can say, some limitations of my research design include specific limitations such as sample size constraints, data collection methods, potential biases. While these limitations are inherent in any research design, I took some steps to mitigate their impact. For example, I explain strategies used to address limitations such as ensuring diverse sample representation, using validated measurement tools, implementing data analysis techniques, etc. These efforts aim to enhance the validity and reliability of my study findings despite the identified limitations. Number 12. How might your research have been impacted if there were more data available on your topic? To answer this question, start off by conveying to the panel any limitations found within your research. This is because it allows you to discuss whether additional research would have either prevented or minimized this outcome. For example, you might decide to tell the panel that additional data relevant to the research topic may have been beneficial because then you could test the hypothesis again by running the same test in other communities. Then you could see if the result was the same with a different audience, though this may have resulted in a changed hypothesis. Number 13. Has your research challenged or changed how we think about the topic? To address this question effectively, begin by outlining any constraints identified within your research. This approach enables a discussion on whether further research could have mitigated or avoided these limitations. For example, you could mention that having more relevant data on the research topic could have been advantageous. This additional data might have allowed you to retest the hypothesis across diverse communities, potentially leading to variations in results. However, it's important to note that this could have also led to modification in the hypothesis itself. Number 14. Do you think other researchers could replicate the results of your study? The Viva panel considers if other researchers can duplicate your findings to determine the credibility of your research within the field. To address this, consider the distinctiveness of your study compared to previous ones. If you identify unique aspects, explain how they facilitate easy replication by other researchers. For example, you can say, yes, I believe other researchers would be able to replicate my results. The methodology used in my study is well documented and follows established protocols, ensuring clarity and consistency in data collection and analysis. Additionally, the unique aspects of my research are clearly outlined, making it easier for others to understand and replicate key elements. Sharing relevant data and resources further enhances the feasibility of replications and promotes transparency in the research process. Number 15. Could there be other explanations for the results of your research? This question is a method for the Viva examiners to assess your ability to critically evaluate your own research. Begin by conducting a thorough review of the existing literature to identify any alternative explanation for your research findings. If such alternative explanation exists, explain them in detail. On the other hand, if there are no alternative explanations or they are not relevant to your findings, clarify why this is the case. It's important to demonstrate consideration for these alternative perspectives as they contribute to the overall understanding of why your findings are significant. For example, you can say, in my research, I thoroughly examined the existing literature to explore potential alternative explanations for the findings. While there were some theories suggesting alternative interpretation, such as mentioned specific theories, further analysis and empirical evidence indicated that these explanations were not as substantiated or relevant to my study's context. Number 16. Given your research findings, what would be an appropriate course of action for another researcher to pursue in this field? Consider the type of research you are conducting as you address this question. Review your completed research and its conclusions to assess their alignment with the hypothesis. Identify any gaps in your research, explain their presence and significance, and discuss what they indicate. Utilize these gaps as a base for further investigation, outlining your next steps as a student exploring these areas of study. For example, you can say, based on the findings of my research, a suitable next step for other researchers in this area would be to conduct further investigations into specific aspects. This could involve suggest a research direction or methodology which would help to describe the potential contribution or impact. Additionally, exploring related topic or factor could provide valuable insights into describe potential outcomes or implications. Overall, building upon this research could lead to a deeper understanding of your topic or field, benefiting both academia and practical applications. Number 17. Summarize your thesis. Familiarize yourself with the entire project, beginning with the rationale behind selecting your thesis topic and concluding with an optimal solution to the problem. Prepare for 3 types of responses: a 1 minute, 3 to 5 minutes, and 10-minute summary. Tailor your answer based on the audience expectations at the Viva. Number 18. What are the research strengths and weaknesses? When discussing your research during a Viva examination, it's important to highlight both its strengths and weaknesses. Begin by emphasizing the strengths and how they connect with key findings, showcasing the robustness of your research. Then address the limitations and discuss potential strategies to transform them into strength in future research endeavors. This approach demonstrates a comprehensive understanding of your research and your ability to critically evaluate and improve upon its weaknesses. For example, you can say, the strength of my research lies in its comprehensive analysis of specific aspects, which has led to significant insights into key findings or contributions. This strength is further improved by mention additional strengths such as methodology, data collection, etc. On the other hand, a potential weakness of my research is identify a weakness such as sample size limitations, data availability, etc. However, this limitation has provided opportunities for future research to explore potential areas of improvement or expansion. Overall, the strength of my research lies in its highlight key strengths, while the weakness serves as a stepping stone for further advancement in the field. I hope this video will be helpful for you. Thank you for watching this video.